my god, I legit have no idea why OBS is being such a bit. I'm using OBS and I'm using like stock settings, guys. I'm not doing anything weird. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. We back. But anyway, point is, this is ED. Like yeah, it's not Vim. This is what was used before. This was used on typewriters, or teletypes. This thing. It was used on these things. On these giant I think it was written on like an ASR 233. It was written on like these things. And a funny story, I have one of them. I have this one. This thing weighs around 66 pounds. It's steel. Aluminum wasn't really made, like, aluminum things weren't really made at this time. And you would have this rolling sheet of paper rolling up. That's your screen. That's your output. You have the keyboard where you punch like this, because you're not typing like this, dude. You're not typing like this. You're punching like this. It's loud. The motor is running. It's hot. It vibrates. Brendan, my friend Brendan, I don't know if he threw it in a dumpster, but I just gave it to him because I'm like, I have no space for this thing. We took it apart because it was broken, and like, this is what it looks like on the inside. That's never going back together again, folks. We are never ever putting that thing back together again. There's so many moving parts. This is electromechanical. There's no software. There's no CPU. There's nothing. This is purely an electromechanical device. And if you can see, like, it has a matrix of bars to determine what key you hit. So you know, like how nowadays we have like a matrix of like little wires that like you sort of press together as you press the membrane keypad. These are like physical bars that you. It's crazy. It's completely like a mechanical decoder, and in the back you can see the rod here, but there's like this gear back here that will. It has UART. It is a UART decoder, so that when it spins like this, it outputs a UART signal for each letter. It's not quite UART. It's RS-232. It uses current instead of voltage to send signal. But same idea. Sending things over this method is very old. Back in the 1800s, we sent things using UART. Very slow baud rates, like 50 or something. But we used it back then, and that's what fax machines use still today, is they use a serial communication standard that has been around since the telegraph. You would send files over telegraph wires using this standard. And teletypes use the same thing. My old coworker was able to use a phone. He had a phone modem where you dial in to an address on the phone, you put it on an acoustic modem receiver, and then over the phone line, it used this protocol at 300 baud, blazing fast, to talk to his school server, so he could just do work at home or at his dorm or wherever he was, using his PDT computer. He was using a portable PDT-10 computer. it was. It wasn't a deck. Ah, god darn it. Basically, it wasn't quite this computer, but he was using a big. He's using a large, one of these old computers to just stand there with his ASR 233 or whatever he was using to do his homework. Yeah, like, yeah, I think that's so cool. The ASR had the automatic send receive. It had the paper tape, so you could like print out your programs and then load them in and send them. So cool. Anyway, let's get back to stuff on hand. Hopefully before the stream goes down again. Where were we? Right. We just put in the arithmetic instructions. Now let's do incrementers and decrementers. So next up are the incrementers and decrementers, INX, INR, DCR, DAD, or DCX, with the exception of DAD. If it ends on an X, it is a 16-bit operation. If it ends with an R, it is on an 8-bit operation. And DAD happens to be 16-bit. All are 1 byte in size and follow the usual register formulas. Now, first we have to do a small tweak to regmod 16. If you look at the regmod 16 function compared to the INX, DAD, and D6 functions, you will notice that there is an SP register being used rather than a PSW register reference to the regmod 16. And indeed the push and pop instructions. Right, you can't push and pop the stack pointer because screw you. The good news is SP and PSW registers encode the same offset of 30. What we need to do is then check for both of our register lists to make sure we're not using a register with the wrong instruction. It looks like this. Okay, let's do this. We're going to regmod 16. Okay, here we go, folks. PSW. B D H Okay. Oh God. This is disgusting. This is why things need to use if statements instead of switch statements. I'm trying to think of like an easy way to do this. PSW, push or pop. Okay, I got this. This is going to be hacky as hell. Don't do this, folks. Case S. Case S. If parsed line dot up how do I compare things, folks? Okay. I'm doing the very long there. Equals 0x30. Cool. So now if it's SP, then, and if it's not push or pop stack pointer, then do 0x30, because you can't push or pop a stack pointer. Okay. 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 Small tweak to Regmod 16. Coding the increment and decrementers. Okay. Let's do this. Gonna go down, we're gonna go down, we're gonna go down. We're gonna add them right here, folks. Void x and pass. And then what we're gonna do is pass act1, 0, pass act1, 0x, 0, 3 plus Regmod 16. And Regmod 16 is going to take partial. Okay, there we go. Where is it? Right here. What the? There we go. Here we go. Right. Cool. Okay. Cool. We have increment register pair. Let's do DAD. Let's do DCX. Zero B. Okay. Now let's do INR. It's going to be 4. Plus Regmod 8. Three. Cool. Okay. And then we're going to do DCR, decrement register. That's going to be a 5. Okay. Now let us add these wonderful instructions. Can't wait for this to be done. INX, INX, DAD, DAD, DCX, DCX, INR, INR, DCR, DCR, build. DNR. There we go. Decrement. Cool. I don't want to. Okay. No, it's. Let us add in. So instead of here, let's do NXH. First one should be 23. Let us see if this is truly the case. NXH, we're going to assemble. It is 23. Let us do D. I'm going to add D to HL. 19. Let's try. $19. Okay, we're looking good. We're looking good. Let's do DCR M. Let's decrement M. Okay. Should be 35. DCR M. 35. Folks, I think we're doing it. I'm not even saying we're back, but like we're back. We're doing it. We are doing this, folks. And I still have a few opcos to do, unfortunately. This has us doing storing and loading the accumulator. So basically, okay, so basically this is going to be a little trickier, skosh trickier. Interestingly, stacks and LDAX are both 1 byte in size and take 1 argument, but that argument can only be a register of B or D. The rest of all 3 bytes size take a 16-bit address as a single argument. We use our A16 function for those. Let's code up stacks and LDAX. Let's do this. Void stacks. Store accumulator to double. The X means a double, like a double pair. If let's look to find, I really need a macro here, folks. and I'll change the case up in the I think up in the parser. I'll make sure the cases are changed. Okay, let's take a look here. Pass at pass 1 0x02. D 12, else stacks only takes B or D. Cool, folks. Okay, I don't know if how much you guys are with me on this, but yeah, we're doing it. And then LD AX, and instead of 2 it's A, and instead of 12 it's 1A. Same thing. So then let's go all the way down here. And then let's add this in. Oh, okay. Let me finish my thought here. And then I will try to explain what I am doing. Okay. Okay, let me pull up some helpful stuff here. If hopefully the stream doesn't freaking decide to kick out on us again, right? Okay. That was not helpful. Okay. So, Inskeep, this is what's happening. So here's the 8080 chip. And on many chips on Wikipedia, not all of them, but many, will tell you the registers. So now, you have, you may know this, but let me just go over it again. You have RAM and ROM, right? You have random access memory and then ROM, read-only memory, maybe a hard drive, or solid state, like something like that, right? Your program comes on, your program is on your hard drive, it's in your ROM. When you run it, it gets loaded into the RAM and then run directly from there. Something like that. You can run directly from ROM, but whatever. But the CPU chip itself has internal memory. Now, not every CPU has this. Some, like the, I have one over here. There's a Texas Instruments CPU, the first 16-bit CPU. It was so shit. No one used it. There was no registers. It had 16 registers, but those registers were really just, it was just RAM that it addressed as registers. Long story. But point is, most CPUs, not every single one, have little bits of memory inside of them. And this memory is extremely fast. Not only is it extremely fast, but many of the instructions, I would say the plurality, if not most of the CPU instructions, work directly on these registers. So in order to add numbers from RAM, you have to first load in from RAM into the register and then do math on it and then write out from the register into RAM. Not every CPU does this, but most do. If you look here, A has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bits above it, what that means is the A register can hold up to 8 bits of information. So the A register is 1 byte in size. The A register can hold 0 to 255. Can't hold 256, can't hold 257. If you want to hold inside the CPU a bigger number than 1 byte can hold, you can hold 2 bytes using a register pair, BC, DE, or HL. That can be up to 16 bits long. You can't hold any number bigger than that in the CPU. If you want to do math on a 32-bit number or something bigger, I have videos on how to do this on the 8080. You just add parts of the number. You load in half of the number, you add it, you write it out, you load in the other half, you add it, you write it out. But it sounds tedious and slow, and it is. But just remember that these CPUs run so fast that 2 megahertz, these operations are, the snap of your fingers, even at the time. What I'm doing is I'm writing the assembler that will take in the assembly code that you will LDAX, load accumulator. LDAX takes one argument, and that argument is the LDAX and STAX is load accumulator and store accumulator through a register pair. Basically, the register pair is going to be BC or DE, and it's not going to be HL. That's something else. But DE or BC in your code it'll be a pointer. It'll point to somewhere in memory where there's an 8-bit number, and I want that number that BC, the value of BC or the value of DE points to, and I want to load it into my accumulator, into the A register. That's what I'm doing, and I have done. Let me just build it. And make sure. Let's do LDAX B. It looks like it should be 0A. Let me test it out. LDAX B, assemble, 0A. It works. Yeah. So now, what's happening is the register pair pointer in BC is, so value at pointer BC is now in A. So if I wanted to do this in C, it would be like this. Short BC equals 42, and then LDAX BC. And LDAX will take the address of BC and then do like, I don't know, byte A equals LDAX BC. That's what it does. In C, that's what it does. Remember, you are in charge of everything in the chip. So you gotta, if you have something in RAM to move to the registers, you gotta do it yourself, and you gotta do it 1 byte at a time. Now, of course, modern processors can do this much faster. They can do 64-bit loads if your data bus width is, I work with chips where the data bus width is like 128 bits, and you can load it all at once, or maybe 64 bits at a time, and or load one half and then of the 128-bit number, and then while that's running, load the other half, and then it's real fun. Exactly, Insky. You gotta do your chores because there's no assumptions whatsoever when it comes to assembly. You have to do it all yourself, and there's something freeing about that. I would say, like it's fun. It's fun. You learn so much about the chip that it's just the way programming works that I think is lost when you do Python or Java. Of course, Python and Java are fantastic, but retro assembly is something. It's a lost art that any programmer can get into, but it is a lost thing that is no longer taught or encouraged. Right nowadays, we're given Raspberry Pis, and that's our embedded processor. But the Raspberry Pi itself is now just a desktop. Whatever. Let's continue on before, I'm up to like 3 a.m. ranting. Okay. Now, you know how I said we loaded from pointer to accumulator? Now SHLD and SHLD and LHLD. This works a little differently. You know how I said LDAX and STAX only work on 8-bit numbers? What if I want to store a pointer? Store a 16-bit number. And you can do that. What you can do is SHLD or an LHLD is it takes one argument, and that argument is a hard pointer. Not a register pair, but a hard typed pointer that you type in. A static variable that you will define in your code somewhere. Say I have this, and then down here I have vars. Okay, db00. Just this is basically saying I have one, db00. In vars, I have two 8-bit numbers, 00, put together. That's 16 bits. I can, at some point, let's just say I was doing something else. SHLD vars. I will take what is in the register pair HL and store it right here. Physically, in memory, it'll be right there in the chip. And then LHLD will go to this pointer, vars, and load this data right into HL. That's how you can load a 16-bit number directly. Let us go back here. Okay. I don't have the symbol table working correctly, so I'm doing a hard number. Cool. It looks like it's pretty easy to throw in. I'll just do it. What am I listening to, folks? HLD and pass. Pass act. Pass 1 0x22. A 16. LHLD, MSF22. These numbers, these arbitrary looking numbers, they might be arbitrary, but these are the opcodes. This is the machine code that the chip will physically run when you run this code. To A. Okay. Then it has us do STA and LDA. Now, STA and LDA, very similar. But I think you can possibly sort of tell what they do. What STA and LDA do is, instead of storing and loading register pair HL, it stores and loads just the accumulator. So it goes to this pointer, and then stores an 8-bit number. Yo, Charlie? Bro! This is Charlie. Bro, what is up? I hope you're doing well too. I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty good. Down here in North Carolina. I moved with my fiance out of my mom's house. Yeah. Charles, we did. And I still am kicking myself over Dump.io. I think I found a hard drive that might have that code on there, but it's such a. We used to do Skype calls and stuff, and write some batch games, just screw around with some batch games, and it was the best. It was the absolute, what a blast of a time. Thanks, Charlie. Yeah. In fact, some of those, one of those games, CMD Rogue, is on my channel, and it is on my GitHub, so anyone can play it and play around with it. Insky, if you ever heard of Microsoft Batch, or ever messed with it, please take a look at it. I mean, it's fun. It's not a real programming language. It's just Windows scripting, but it's fun. If I recall, Charlie worked for some crazy journalism thing in the past. I mean, it's some crazy stuff that I would have never dreamed that he would do, but he did. Sweet Insky. Yeah. Charlie, sorry if I call you Charlie. I know your name's Charles here. I've sort of gone down the programming route, and that's my job, is programming. I'm trying to be politically unbiased here because I don't care for starting unnecessary arguments. We're just programming here, man. That's all we do. Doesn't matter what you believe, as long as you believe in the code when you're in front of the keyboard. That's good enough for me. Two odd instructions, LXI and MVI. Right. So what this does is loads immediates and moves immediates. So MVI will take an 8-bit number and store it directly into an 8-bit register. LXI is the same thing, only it's 2 bytes. So it'll load into register pair. Charlie. I don't know if you're still on here, but if you want to join us, yeah, Charlie. I don't know if you're into it at all, but I got a Discord server going. The link is in. I want to say my last stream. Unfortunately, or the comment on my most recent video on my channel. You can pop in if you want. It's programming and that sort of thing. What are you up to these days? Let's see here. Right. Every other instruction takes an immediate or an address takes only one argument. Instead of AlexSign I take two arguments. And it's the second argument that's the immediate. We will need to update our immediate function to adopt either possibility. Can God damn it. It's on my garden video, my most recent garden video. I have a link in the comments that Insky grabbed. You know, Insky, how's that Arduino Rust going? You're still taking cracks at that? Okay. Thanks, man. Yeah. What I'm doing right now is I am going to update the immediate function. the borrow checker. Well, guess what? IUC, and I don't have to worry about that. Arduino ultrasonic sensor. I think it's this thing, right? Yeah. Except you were required. If I recall correctly, the pin is this a SPI? What is this? What is this? Okay. Yeah, okay. So what's happening, okay, this is what this does is when triggered with a signal that you send, it will then respond with a pulse in microseconds or whatever, as long as the sound takes to hit to hit the object and come back. And then it's up to you to do math for that to figure out the distance, sound, time, and all that stuff. Right. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's fun, but that's ridiculous. And now, Insky, if you are really good at this, which I know you are, you would also hook up a thermometer and a hydrometer. So then you could take the temperature of the air and the humidity, the density of the air. And you could even have a barometer hooked up to. You can use all these variables to mesh together to get an extremely accurate distance, because sound will travel through air at different speeds to different densities and temperatures. Now, of course, this is just assuming your ultrasonic sensor is good. But even as a practice, like just how do you take all these different sensors and fuse them together? Because when you're doing embedded programming, that's what you'll be doing, is you'll be expected to think of all these things and how to make systems robust. Obviously, right now, just work on this one. Obviously, just get this working first. But exactly, yeah. And I think, I'm not sure what kit you got, but if you have a whole bunch of other parts, like a hydrometer, a barometer, a thermometer, go ahead, try it out. I think it'll be really cool. Exactly. So it's more accurate with all the stuff combined. Now, of course, this thing is like all of like 5 cents, and like a Bangladeshi boy's right hand got cut off while he was soldering it together or something. So we can't say it's very good, but it might be very low cost and accurate. It's a very simple device, so it's really hard to screw up and make bad. Yeah. Yeah. So you if you see the math here, the divided by two, because sound has to bounce off and return. So it'll you have to cut in half to get the distance. The point 0343 is something about like that's the speed of sound through air at like 70 degrees Fahrenheit at sea level or something, whatever. But yeah, exactly. If you have different sensors, I keep on. Sorry, I'm harping on this thing, but yes, it would be fun. Anyway, let's try to go back. Let me try to go back to what I'm doing here. Good lord. Okay. If immediate found false, if digit. Okay, here we go. So before the is digit, if here we go. What the hell am I listening to? 1 second. Dog, this is not inducing my programming thoughts. Do you listen to any music while you program? I used to listen to Serial, S3, RL, a ton while programming, like the huge mega mixes that are like, hours and hours long. Now I've switched to like synth, 80s style synth for programming background music. Yeah, it's good. I don't mind lyrics, but I understand what you mean. Japanese, even though I understand Japanese, I can definitely do like Japanese, like Vocaloid, as a background. Embarrassing thing to say. I have my own Vocaloid voice bank. I made it, I think in 2021 or 2020 or 2021. I made my own Vocaloid voice bank. It was such a bitch to make. And I don't know if I have the voice bank anymore. I made it using Utau. I rendered one song with it. It's such a bitch to do. I'll probably never do it again. But it was really fun. But it was such a bitch. You have to sit there going ka ki ke ku, like, and just at the same pitch you have to like mark where consonants are, where the syllables end, and then hopefully it sounds good. And it was crazy because like you could tell that it was my voice when rendering songs. But yeah, will I ever post my voice bank or songs? No, that's too cringy. I don't want anyone to know I'm into anime. Okay, here we go. Arg equals. Wait, no, sorry. Char arg 16. Well, I'll say 24. Equals 0. Set to 0. Stir copy. Arg. Anyways, can you ever play an instrument? Like a band, or parents ever made you play something? My parents made me choose an instrument. So I had to choose clarinet. I chose clarinet because I think like I heard it like once, and then yeah, and then I wasn't terrible at clarinet, but like I wasn't that good. And then I switched to bass clarinet. Bass clarinet's easier, sort of. Then I went to school for music and flunked. True story. Gotcha. Okay. What is going on? We added a check to see if the current opcode is LXI or MVI, and if it is, we want to work with A2. Otherwise, we work with A1. Oh. Gotcha. So then what happens is you do this. You do this. Instead of A1, we're choosing which immediate is the immediate, folks. Cool. Okay. That's cool. And then the rest is fine. But then I got a little sussed out here. What the hell is going on? If pass equals 2, what? The big change is that we added an argument in the immediate function. I am using a fancy constant. I am 16 to mean 8-bit immediate and 16-bit immediate. But we need to add this to all our code. At the top of our code where the global variables are, let's add these 2 lines. Okay. I'm sorry, what the hell's going on? Why am I masking to... Screw it. Okay. And then if what the hell? Hang on. I'm sorry, I'm looking at something off screen and I'm basically what's happening is, let me try to zoom this in a little. So we're gonna have media 16. Cast byte. Cool. I think I got it. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. And we're just gonna do this. If type equals IM 8. Else if type equals IM 16. Then looks good. What is type, folks? What is type? Int type. Int type. Cool. And then let's just do this up here. Define IM8. Define IM16. Okay. And then basically, yeah. So IM8 in, okay. So we got this, 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 we got this. Sweet, sweet, Ski. What, my stuff or your stuff? Probably both. Okay. Here we go. Void. Lol. It's it's hard, but it makes sense once you it's the big picture is hard. Yeah. For me, the big picture is hard on how I have questions on like how are certain things gonna work in the end, where nothing even matters. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, for me, it's the hard part isn't porting D to C. The hard part is just making sure I remember everything so it doesn't like just break on me without me understanding how it even broke. S1 CX01 plus reg mod 16 parsed 9 dot 1 IMM pass IMM 16. Hang on one moment. Thanks, Charlie. Man, we really had fun times back in the day. Back when didn't matter how long you stayed up or anything like that. Didn't matter what you did on a summer day. Unfortunately, I really forget why we lost contact. But I'm glad we're back, man. Cool stuff. We did. He's in, I don't know where he is now, but if I recall, he was in the UK. We had a whole little programming team, and it was, when you're like in high school, and like when I say high school, I mean like, well, I don't know about the other guys, I don't remember, but I was like, 16, 17, 15, 17 in that age. And you just, you don't think about the future. You don't think you're like invincible or anything like that, but like you don't think about the scope of things. And what I sort of mean to say is we had a bit of a programming team back in the day. I don't remember all those guys. I really wish I could get in contact with them. There was this programming competition thing they had. I'm not really sure. And a lot of them were doing Java, but I really wanted to, I was really trying to push for C&D Rogue, and like I think my game was on their site or something, and then it got taken down because drama. I don't remember what happened. Like I don't remember what happened. We had a collaborative drawing of like the state of our group. I had it as wallpaper on my laptop for the longest time, and I don't have it anymore. If I showed it to Charlie, he would know. He would know what I'm talking about. Right, I haven't added anything. I haven't added shit. God damn it. Okay. Let me just. I want to say, what was my? I don't know why I was breaking, but like Discord. I think Discord was breaking my OBS stream. Note to self: don't have Discord open. Or if I have Discord open, I should. There was I don't know. There's like a way to turn have streaming compatible stuff. Let us try running this. Assemble 2A 0000. Cool. C214. C214. We're looking good, folks. We're looking good. LHLD. STA. 32. LXI D 42H LXI D 42H 1142. What? What the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? One moment. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, let's try this. Yeah. The problem is, so I've been silent for a bit. The problem is this, because what I'm doing is I'm checking to see if this is a digit, which it is not. You need to check if this is a digit. Arg. You need to check if arg is a digit. Ugh. Let's see. What? So this is just wrong. What? This is just wrong. IsDigit isn't doing anything that I thought it was. IsDigit just checks to see if the digit itself matches the ANSI standard. What? Oh my god. This is a mindfuck. Check for oh my god. I think I might have to call here, folks. Okay. For tonight. Yeah, I think I might have to call it here for the programming section. I'm too tired to think through this one. So isDigit doesn't actually see if the string is a digit. isDigit returns if it is non-zero, if it is a decimal. Otherwise, it shall return a 0. That makes sense because this would make sense because if it wasn't a digit, oh, it's just breaking my brain. Okay, basically I have to port the isDigit function from D to C, and it isn't what I thought it was. Well, that's fine. Because right now, we can do some Japanese reviews. Okay. Let's do this, folks. I'll do some Japanese reviews and then I'll head to bed. Darn it. Shikata, that's what it was. Shikaku, that's what it was. Darn it, I ruined my perfect streak. Oh well. Kabu. Nama. O. Ka. No. Otano. Okonau. Okonau. That's what it was. Honsha. Headquarters. Myoji. Tsuname. Oto. Hashiru. Kotoshi. Shikaku. Headquarters. Kin. Okonau. Gold. Dai. Ki. Sume. Sound. Ryo. Jitsu. This year. Oh, I keep screwing this one up, man. I keep screwing code. Chi. Ka. Death. Literature. Dekiru. Behind birthdays. Cost. Fortune. Ugh, God damn it. Now, right now, to fix, but this isn't that. This is the Chinese reading. Choku, that's what it was. Bungaku. Change same day to be able to do. Do jitsu. Non nu. Non michi. Lottery. Type. Tatarakuji. Miko, sunlight. Meat. Railway car. Miko. Oh my god. We got everyday reality. Good God, I don't remember this. If I just read it, if I just said it out loud, Zenyan. Grow. Sha. Yoru. Which day? Blood. April. Angle. Ika. All of Japan. Daki, state, 100, Q, I think it was just Q, right? Shoot, I knew that. I knew that. She, let's see. Then, say, to mix, send me home, to sa, meadow, pig, maveru, su, subete, and then what's the reading? Ya? Yep. Hit to sachi. Again. Yeah. All young both hands revolte. Yeah. What? Yonder. What is yonder? Ka? Ko. Revolte. Ko. Rokata. Roho. Roho, that's what it was. Reading both. Yes. Wheat. Da, right? It's just da, right? Yeah. Damn it. Maybe. Moto. Origin. Diplomacy, right? Cycle. Dio. Lowercase letter. Moji. Moto. Da. No kata. Whole. Ice. Doorway. Rain. Ame. Both. Substitution. Third generation. Diplomacy. G. What am I missing here? Well, I think it's just rather. Matoshi. Kori. Okay. Hansei. Form. Walk. Daki. House. Sky. Hane. tochi, dochi. Okay. Learned. Ku. Chi. Is night. Cha. Ti. Yu. Cha. Chika. Maru. Ku. Evolve. My Kai. Stamp. Every time. Kite. Dochi. And land. Tochi. So Kai times going to the office. Entering the company. Joining the company. Joining the company. Okay. Underground. Chi. This one. Chi. Kutsa. Gesture. Nei. Oi. Tochi. Chi. Nai. Outside the company. Masterpiece. Chi. Kusa. Yes. Kai. Saku. Nani. Shanai. Dialect. Hogan. Damn. That's pretty good. Okay, let's learn some stuff here. Sheep. Yo. Knight. Yoru. I think I know that. Blood. Ketsu. Shop. 10. Tonight. Konya? Yeah, Konya. So it's long, but it's technically a liter too. Yeah. 0.10, like a dots. I think. Eat. Soku. Long. Points. Soku. Okay, folks. Well, that's a wrap. I got very far on the assembler. I kind of did really well on my Japanese review so far. I'm only on level 6 though. There's like 60 levels on this thing. Yeah, like 60 levels so far, and to keep adding more. One day I'll get that good. Okay. Anyway, good night. Good night, guys, and I will see you next time.